So greetings to you, and welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. Prasad. So the next case. Bring the next case before me. What are we dealing with today? Are we dealing with judicial malpractice? Are we dealing with a conspiracy from the bench to affect the course of justice? What are we dealing with regarding the two fugitive offenders, fugitives at large, being sought after by the Americans? Remember, what Trump wants, Trump gets. And if Trump wants you, Trump will get you. Trump is not Joe Biden or Barack Obama. So let's make sure that Trump gets his two guys, his two men. Now, what's happening with the Mohammed's case? Attorney General Ali Nandala, you have earned my admiration. You are yet to earn my 100% respect, because I still think to some extent you are going soft on the Mohammeds, even though they are pulling all the stunts. They are conducting research just to get at you. And in Nandala, the Mohammeds ain't making joke when it comes to you. But you seem to be like President Ali. Let the course of justice play out. Let's leave it up to the courts. This is not a political thing. No, not for you, Anil, it's not a political thing, but for the Mohammeds, it is. And they're making you the victim of their political agenda. So my question has been and shall continue to be, what's the deal with Judy Latchman, Magistrate Judy Latchman, or we have to add before, the learned magistrate Judy Latchman? I always wonder why the heck you gotta put before you address a judge or the learned. I mean, come on, the rest of us are what, stupid? When you study law, you're learned. When you study anything else, you're dumb. What's with all these fancy titles and fancy words before names and all this kind of bullshit? Learned magistrate, learned judge. What the fuck? Any office, any profession, any career, you got to be learned before you can practice it. Not only people who study law are learned. As a matter of fact, law is one of the most simple career paths. Let me tell you why. Because law don't require mathematics or science. What does it require? Hmm? You just got to read a bunch of stuff. That's it. Read. Law is all about reading. You read a bunch of books, you can memorize some stuff, you answer some questions, you make comparisons to case this and case that, and that's it. And no law is new. Most of the laws that govern societies around the world came from the Sanskrit. Oh, yes, the Sanskrit. There we go back to Mother Earth. And when I say Mother Earth, I'm referring to India, the Indus civilization, Hindu civilization, Sanskrit. I forgot the language before Sanskrit, but as we all know, the first known written language on planet Earth is the Sanskrit. All the laws came out of Hinduism. All. Nothing is new. So if we talk about learned, we should refer to the Pandits, except for the one that, the asshole from Win. What's his name again? I don't retain the names of these lunatics, but the Pandit from Win, the guy who fucked up Guy Suku, that guy. Except for him. Pandits should be considered learned because they're above lawyers when it comes to law, because the law came from the Sanskrit. Every civilization got their idea, their basic tenets of law from that, including the Bible. In Moses, you think Moses is the one? You think the Ten Commandments is the foundation of all laws across the globe? No, it's not. That was extracted also from the Sanskrit. Oh, hear the Christians. I can hear the Christians. You blaspheming. You blaspheming. I can hear the Christians. I am learned. Back to Judy Latchman. Magistrate. I ain't gonna say learned. Magistrate Judy Latchman. What's the deal? You have the public, local and international public, speculating, questioning, drawing conclusions, all kinds of conspiracy theories, all kinds of ideas. Somebody called me yesterday, and the person said to me, why don't you ask if the magistrate Judy Latchman, while she practiced law as a lawyer, represented the Mohammeds? If in any way she was a client, I mean, they were her client while she was practicing private law. Why did you find that out? I'm like, that's a good idea. Never thought about it, but it's a good idea. Because you can't come from law school and become a magistrate. You got to practice law. You got to have some years of experience at the bench. Then you can apply for the positions of magistrate when it's advertised. If there's vacancies for magistrates, then you can apply and they do their vetting, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. So the thing is, why don't we, Mr. Nandalal, learned Attorney General, Anil Nandalal, I can call you learned because you are the Minister of Legal Affairs. You are way above any magistrate, any chancellor. You're the head. So you learned it. Learned Attorney General Anil Nandalal. Can you do some investigation, some deep dive into the background, the legal background of Judy Latchman to find out if she indeed represented the Mohammeds before as a lawyer? Can you check that out? You never know what you might find. Or what, there might be some connection. There have to be some connection. Maybe family or business. Maybe she bought properties from them. Maybe she's renting property. I don't know. There got to be some deal. Something is there. They have something on that magistrate. You wouldn't find it in the raid. They would not have documentation hidden somewhere in some safe. So when you have the raid conducted today, looking for gold and guns and other stuff, you're gonna find that kind of document. You got to check Azruddin's phone, check his emails, the Azruddin's files, the Mohammed's files, check his emails, check Shell's emails. I am sure if you go way back, look at the time the magistrate finished law school, what she did between that time to when she became magistrate, check those years. You might find something connecting the magistrate to the Mohammeds in ways that might shock you. But do a deep dive. This is what you have to do. When you find that things are not going the way they should professionally, then you have to raise red flags, like, hey, something is wrong here. Because under the same magistrate, Judy Latchman, you had many, many cases that she presided over that warranted very low court bail, but they were high, that warranted people not be remanded, but they were remanded. So what is so special about the Mohammeds? And their case, the case with the Mohammeds, are the worst Guyana has ever seen. You can parallel that to Jim Jones. The Mohammeds made Barnum look good. Barnum was not indicted, wanted, pursued to be extradited. No. So the Mohammeds, they have the worst. But yet they were treated so leniently. They were treated like eggs, like juveniles. Like Shell is some patriot. He has done some good for Guyana. He's a Guyanese hero. Therefore, we need to take that into consideration when we are dealing with this false accusations against such a patriot. What was he in the military? What did Azruddin represented Guyana at the Olympics? I mean, what is it that these two people have that caused them to continue to receive this level of favor from the lower court, from Magistrate Judy Latchman? So I want you to look into the files of the Mohammeds and see if you can find something. You must find something that ties this magistrate to the Mohammeds. I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, then why then they were trying to get the case from the magistrate to the high court? No, forget that shit. Forget that. The fact that this learned magistrate, now I can use the term conveniently, learned magistrate, could have accepted that sham of a medical report dated 2024, updated to accommodate the bullshit of the Mohammeds to delay the extradition process before her, without properly vetting that report, investigating it, and getting professional alternative opinions on that report. The fact that she could have accepted that just by looking at it, without herself being a medical expert, without herself being a doctor, or being advised by a doctor, or confirming with the hospital that this is so, ruled based on that to postpone the case until the 16th. That alone should have told you something. It ain't right. It's not right. Which magistrate does that? No, you're setting a precedence for criminals now. They can manufacture anything and bring it to the court and say, hey, you see, this is what the president said. Just to escape justice. In light of all of that, so many red flags. from bail being set at 150,000 Guyana dollars for defendants. People who have billions, massive real estate. Oh, there was once declared the richest people in Guyana. Yeah, Google it. They give that information to Forbes, I think, that usually publish and declare themselves the richest people in Guyana. The fact that you can owe the Guyanese $191 billion, yeah, of course. Of course. According to, who was it? Was it Gail Teixeira or Nandalal? Who said that the PPP's budget in the 1990-91 was, how much was it? 49 billion, 70 billion? An entire country's budget was like 50 billion. Entire country. Everybody in the country for 1 year. And the Mohammeds robbed Guyanese, tax evasion, amongst other things, a total of 191 191 one second. Oh, 191 billion Guyana dollars. And you wonder why they're the richest people in the country. That's why. They robbed everybody in Guyana. Everybody. For years. So if that's the money that they robbed the country in taxes, and you only pay a percentage of your transactions, your business, whatever it is, in taxes, a percentage. If it's 20%, 30%, that's what you pay. So if based on their income and their transaction and their business dealings, they defraud the country $191 billion. You need to add that to what they actually earn. So when you put 191 billion, could be more, but let's just, to how much? How much is taxes? 30%? To 700, the total would be 700. Yeah. 700 billion. 700 billion. Are you fucking kidding me? This is why the man can talk the way he does. This is why today, when the The authorities, is it GRA, whoever went and conducted the search at Mohammed's enterprise building head office with this search warrant? This is why, if you look at Azruddin's actions, he literally wanted to hit the man. Literally wanted to hit the man. Yeah. Under other circumstances, if he was not in politics and blaming this whole thing on political whatever it is, and he was just a normal businessman, corrupt and confused, and the Justice Department was pursuing him, he couldn't blame political persecution. He would have hit, take his hand and hit that man today. Because he knew he could call some politician and bribe the whole station to get off on that. But the fact that those privileges don't exist anymore because the PNC is not in power, it's the PPP that's in power. He can't abuse people like that anymore. He can't. So you saw he wanted to hit the man. You saw that. You can tell body language, his facial expression. He wanted to cuss the people out. He wanted to abuse the people. He wanted to do that. If you saw the video, the live that he shared, he wanted to do that. But those days are over. You don't abuse people anymore, Azruddin. It's over. And besides, your street dogs, they're gone. The dog catchers caught them and took them off the streets. Now they're in government shelters, government dog shelters. That's where they are. So they're not there to harass GRA or the police anymore. You can't call them. They woke up. They realize that the food from the government is much healthier than the crumbs you used to give them from your table. So them niggas ain't available for you anymore, Mohammed. They're not available. It's you, your fuck up, and yourself. Where were your lawyers? They are your new street dogs. Where were they? You couldn't find them. Where was Odessa Primus? I heard she had a birthday. She actually had a birthday. She was born. Odessa Primus? You meant you were pushed out? So big. Damn. Who delivered you? Your mother must be a blessing to endure. You. But I'm not into birthdays. Nonetheless, your boss had an encounter with the law today. Where were you? Where were you and the others? You see Azruddin? You see Shell? I'm talking to Shell Mohammed now and Azruddin Mohammed. You see, I told you, you can't trust them niggas. They're going to use you to get what they want. Now they got what they want. They don't need you anymore. They are happy. They want you, Azruddin, they want you to leave. David Hines' daughter wants you to leave. She is the chief whip, man. She's the next in line. Her father would like you to leave the fucking country. He is praying for that, man. You think Obia is cheap? Do you think Obia in Guyana is cheap? Those people are spending a lot of money that they don't have to work their Obia to expedite the process to get your ass out the country. You keep showing up. Now today, like me and many others, David Hines and his daughter, and Odessa, because she realized she ain't got no money to get from you. Parliament pays. Look at the money budgeted for the office of the opposition leader. 40 something million dollars. They can, that's for 1 year. They can split that money among themselves without you. They wanted, Azruddin, we all wanted you to hit the man today. Yes, now we are asking for violence. Now we are supporting violence. Could you please, Azruddin, just hit one of them? Show us that you're the tough guy. You know, you stand in the parliament and you're like, yes, Kwame McCoy. Your boss said, don't give Kwame the money. Oh, guilty Sharon. I brought some money for cigarettes for you too. Daniel Nandalal, you would never be the presidential candidate come 2031. Oh, the PPPC, I'm going to get rid of you 2031. Yeah, Mr. Tough Guy. Mr. Tough Guy, where is your toughness today? They were violating your privacy. That was trespassing, Azruddin. Warrant or no warrant. Remember, people think that you have a thing with this magistrate. People think so. So it's the same magistrate. Even if you had hit one of them, you would be going before her. Because she's the magistrate in the Georgetown district there. They won't take it to somebody in the East Coast, the West Coast. You're going before her. You seem to have a good rapport, relationship with the magistrate. So even if you hit somebody, you got to go before her. She'll put you on bail. Maybe this time you'll be like 20,000 Guyana dollars. So all of us, Azruddin, while we watched how they climbed the stairs, what, you don't have elevators, all that money, 191 billion, you couldn't afford elevators for that building? No wonder your father has issues climbing all those stairs up and down every day. Now, the thing is it, we were sitting, me, Primus, Tabitha, even Suzanne Rodriguez, Priya Manichan. Oh, and not, if you see Nandalal, man, if you had seen Anil Nandalal, he was like this. And President Irfaan Ali, our godlike president, was busy doing his prayers. Barajagdio was sipping some wine. We all waited. We all waited like, no, do it, do it, do it, do it. For you to hit somebody today. All of us. David Hines was holding his pulse, checking his pulse, because his heart was racing. Campbell was like, this is my chance to be opposition leader. Why didn't you just hit the man? Come on, man, you're a big disappointment. You are a huge disappointment, Azruddin. You should have just hit the man. I'm saying we wanted that, man. We wanted that. You disappointed us, man. You disappointed us. For heaven's sake, man. Why not? Political persecution. Your failure. You are a loser. Ali sent people to raid your office, your building. I was looking for the number in real time. No, I'm serious. For that officer today, I wanted to call the officer and tell the officer, sir, Azruddin Mohammed is telling you, he is daring you to go and check the masjid. Just go and check the masjid. Don't you know that's how criminals turn you away from the location of the evidence? They're suggesting it to you. Check under the bed. Go ahead. You're checking it. Just check under the bed. That's where the stuff is, under the bed. You should have checked the masjid. Where is a better place to hide contraband, money, guns, whatever it is. Where? In the safe, in the office, in the masjid. Where do the criminals hide? In the churches, right? In the churches. Oh, you don't think that's the case? Look at all them so-called prophets and bishops and these, what they call them, their names and all these kind of fancy titles, these African pastors, these African criminals, these Nigerian guys. You know, this one, what's his name? Donnie McLaurin or McClurkin? This Donnie guy that sings. You have this other one, this woman that sings with him. Criminals. Yeah. The amount of people, the amount of men, Donnie McCurlin, what's his name? This guy that sings. The amount of men he molested. It's a long stuff. So many lawsuits, so many police cases. Yeah. But the average person wouldn't point a finger because, oh, he's a pastor. He sings so beautifully. No, criminal. Every TDJ, you name them. Name them. Every one of them. Criminals. But they hide in God's house behind the cloth. So you should have gone to the masjid, man. The man is telling you. He was begging you. You had two choices. Either he hit you or you go to the masjid. He didn't hit you because he couldn't. But he wanted you to go to the masjid. He wanted a reason to go and relax in prison. His father is tired. They wanted to go and just chill. You skip that. What you think will happen now? The time that you left, he would go and clean the masjid, get another location to hide the stuff. And next time you go to search the masjid, listen carefully. If he tells you to go to Hannah Mohammed's house, go to Hannah Mohammed's house. If he tells you to go check the swimming pool at the bottom, check the swimming pool. Whatever he suggests, wherever he suggests, just go. Just go. You know stuff is there. You didn't just go. The law did not go and raid the Mohammed's place just because they don't like him. I mean, nobody likes him. Because they know the man has contraband. Contraband meaning all the stuff he was prohibited in using. They know that he's still meddling in business. They know he has gold. They know these things. That's why they went. It's not a guest thing. They know that. Why? Because people that are doing business with them, people that are doing business with the Mohammeds are they're leaking the information. They are the ones telling the law. They're the ones that has leaked that the Mohammeds allegedly smuggled gold to Brazil, then to Venezuela, to Maduro, and earned billions that financed their political campaign. How do you think the public knows that, Mohammed? Because your people told them. So you should be looking into Junior Bash and his security backers. You, Mohammed, should be looking into those two people while the law looks into you. Because Junior Bash, he's the one mounting up and he's gossiping and telling people stuff because he has something on you. That's why you can't touch him. You can't touch him because he has a lot of things on you. So even though a lot of the things that are coming out against you is leaked by him, allegedly, you can't do him anything because they'll know it's you. And like he did with the Travis Chase guy, if anything happens, this one you must leak. So you're screwed, Azruddin. I mean, you can do things to niggas and get away with it. But you know when you fuck with your own Indo-Guyanese, you don't get away with that easy. They know your secrets. That's what happens when you're racist. Your father should have showed a little bit more appreciation to the Negroes who sacrificed for him over the years, who helped him to be where he is today. the runners, the one who did his illegal business, and you too, Azruddin, it is the Negroes that you continue to disrespect that made you opposition leader. No Indo-Guyanese was dumb enough to vote for you. Maybe just the pandit. I don't even think he did. He didn't vote for you. The pandit is loyal to the PPP. He has an axe to grind because they got rid of his dumbass for fucking up Gaisuko. So he has issues with the PPP. But he voted, the pandit voted for the PPP. He didn't vote for you, Azruddin. He used you to become a member of parliament so he can cost the PPP while supporting them behind the scenes. He's a spy. I think it's the pandit that gave that information out that caused your place to be raided today. I think it's the pandit. I think the pandit is a spy for Jagdeo. I think Jagdeo planted the pandit in your party to spy on you. That's why you find the pandit goes everywhere where you go, Azruddin. I think he's a spy. I think he's working for Ali. You should not trust the pandit, Azruddin. You should trust Odessa Primus, not the pandit. I believe the pandit is working with the PPP. I believe so. In no way they can know the things they do. You and tell them. How did they know that? It's the pandit. I am alleging that it's the pandit. You should have been smarter, Azruddin, to think that a Hindu priest is going to go against his Hindu belief to support a Muslim, a criminal. That's not Hinduism. Hinduism is not that weak. I think our genius, Bharat Jagdeo, planted the pandit in your party because Bharat Jagdeo knows that Nazar Mohammed is a trickster and a racist, and his son is a bigger racist. So they're not going to trust black people. Put an Indian who's a pandit, a Hindu, because he's not going to trust a Muslim. You see, Azruddin, I'm giving you free advice. Free advice. One, you should have hit the person today who come and search your place. And two, look into that pandit. Now, Judge Judy Latchman, I like you. No, seriously, I do. But come on, man, you are putting a bad impression. The first impression was terrible. I mean, even with the Babel Skello case, even with that, I thought you could have been a little more forceful than that. Disrespecting the Mother Latchman. I ain't over with that yet. You're a Hindu too, magistrate. You're a Hindu. Are you? I also heard that the magistrate, Judy Latchman, is a sympathizer for the PNC. That would also make sense. One, she can either had worked for the Mohammeds while she was a lawyer, or there's some business tie, something, or she's a PNC sympathizer. Therefore, anything that involves the PNC, she happens to be a bit more lenient on any issues regarding the PNC. The Mohammeds are PNC. WIN is a PNC party. So maybe all of these speculations and rumors and conspiracy points, maybe there is some truth to that. Because it seems like in the judicial system, everybody that works for the PNC are ruling in favor of the PNC, making the government of the day looks bad. So Anil Nandalal, you need to look into that. The magistrate should recuse herself from that case because there's so many question marks over there. Remove the case from the magistrate and give it to somebody else. That is possible. You see why I like Donald Trump? That's why I love, not like, I love the guy. He don't fuck around. You think if Donald Trump or somebody like Donald Trump was the president of Guyana, you think Mohammed would have the audacity and the bullshit that comes out of his mouth, constantly attacking the man, blaming him for every disaster he finds himself in? No. It would have taken the 4 days that the learned attorney general duly noted. It would have taken the 4 days to get them out of the country had it been Trump. Even Maduro, his boy, might have taken less. How long has it been? 2 months? So these are the things, Attorney General, that you should look into. The fact that Azruddin is saying this is about Ali, Ali this and Ali that, Azruddin, the world knows. The world knows that President Irfaan Ali is the greatest president Guyana has ever experienced. A man of law and order. He gives justice its space. He gives everyone protection under the Constitution. Not even Jagdeo, Azruddin. If Bharat Jagdeo was president, you know Jagdeo. We all know Jagdeo. Jagdeo don't fuck around. You think you would have been in Guyana still, mouthing up? And Jagdeo had a legitimate reason to extradite your dumbass? So maybe President Irfaan Ali has demonstrated real brotherhood to say, yes, he's a dumbass, yes, he broke the law, yes, but give him the protection he needs under the Constitution. And if the courts find it just to get him out of the country, then let the court do what they have to do. Maybe that's what the president did. And still, everything you stump your fucking toe, it's Ali's fault. GRA or whoever it was raided your place today, it's Ali's fault. The president has nothing else to do but to think, put his cabinet together, all his advisors, even me, and say, any ideas on how we can fuck up Azruddin's life? That's what the president does every day. Ask people for ideas as to how to fuck up your life, Azruddin. So as ideas floats and surfaced, he says, yes, you handle that. So the idea floated today to raid your premise from the president. And your premise was raided. Therein, somebody who was on the board to discuss your issues leaked to you, hey, it was Ali who sent them. And you came out and that's what you are marketing to the Guyanese people. Political persecutions ordered by President Irfaan Ali. Well, listen to me, you dumbass. You fucking imbecile. If the president really wanted to persecute you politically, in no way you could have entered politics. Case closed. If he wanted to persecute you, in no way you could have been on the ballot. Or ultimately being sworn in as opposition leader. That is the true test to if the president had any political agenda to get you. You are second in terms of power. Opposition leader. Combined 26, 28 seats. Are you crying political persecution? Just because your crimes caught up with you? And because your people are leaking information about your continued bad business, and the law is pursuing you to get evidence, you think it's Ali? If Ali wanted to get you, Azruddin, you would have been gotten a long time. But that man he has the purest of heart. You look at him, he's like Gandhi. He walks like Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. He talks like Nelson Mandela. And you're blaming him for these little stupid stuff about your run-ins with the law. If the cops stop you on the road because your tint is too dark or because your vehicles is not registered, it's Ali's fault. Well, the fact that your wife decides not to sleep in the same bed with you anymore, you can blame Ali for that. Maybe sometimes when she tells you that she's going to get some Demico ice cream, you can get your guys to track her, see if she's not passing around State House. You could do that. Maybe she's going to hang out with the president too. Maybe she's friends with the first lady. Blame Ali for that too. Go ahead. Your father was hospitalized in your phone on Monday. Yeah, in your phone he was hospitalized. Did Ali bought the phone for you too? Did President Ali send you the picture? Why you like the guy so much? I think you hate Ali. I mean, come on, we want you to hate the president. A lot of us want you to hate the president. Hate him. When you talk about something so much, it means you like the person. I like you, Azruddin. That's why I talk about you. I like your riches. I want to be wealthy, just like you, but I can't do crime. There's a difference. I can't. I don't have what it takes. I don't have the guts. I can't. Seriously. But I like your wealth, those mansions, and oh my gosh, I want to win the lottery. That's the only thing, because I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and be a billionaire. No. I'm not that delusional to think that that kind of miracle would happen. It ain't going to happen. I mean, I have my Zella account. People aren't making donations to my Zella. You think I'll get rich because of that? You think because of the Zella account, I'll get rich? Oh, no, no, no. No, donations don't come there. Western Union don't call me. So no miracles happen in that respect. So I like you, Azruddin, as in your riches. What do you like about President Ali? Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that? You like the presidency. You want to be president. This is why you have an axe to grind with the man. When you think of Ali, you can see yourself with your fine ass suits being the president. That's what you like. So you are attacking Ali. Everything is Ali. Everything is Ali because you want to be president. Guess what? When you are in federal prison, you can form a group, a gang, and you can be the president of that gang in federal prison. You can still find a way to get Smelly Smell and Rickford Burke and these others to bring you some cigarettes so you can deal, get the gangs to do what you want, and you reward them with cigarettes. Let them pitch in some condoms too, because you're going to be their bitch. Your daddy is too old. They wouldn't take advantage of him. But you walk like a bitch already. You are the prime candidate. Now, why is it 2 months or more, longer? And you're still there to whine and grind and complain. And why didn't this thing exhaust itself in 4 days? Alan Nandalal, you know why. Then just deal with it. Handle it. You think he's going to get them niggas to come out and protest for him? Now is a good time for them to protest. Oh, the opposition leader's place has been raided. Let's go on the street. We want justice. For what? Azruddin's place was raided. Why? We don't know, but we want justice because he said it's Ali sending people after him. Mohammed, you must have some money left over from the billions you made, allegedly, during the elections with the illegal smuggling of gold and other stuff to Maduro. Why don't you use that and try to bribe them niggas to come out and protest for you since it's political persecution? They'll come out. Oh yeah, they will. For the right price, you'll get a few of them. But I hear they say, don't give Doggy the money, nor Odessa. You got to pay directly. They want you to give Doggy or Odessa the money to give them any more. You have to go into the ghettos and pay them yourself so they're sure they got their money. You have to do that, Azruddin. So I'm leaving you with this question. What is the issue with the judge, the magistrate, Judicial Latchman, in the Mohammed's case? Because everything that's happening from the court level is in favor of the Mohammeds, everything. While other people are expedited, their process, and justice is served speedily, the Mohammed's case, long before he entered politics, long before he was sworn in as opposition leader, was just favors and favors and favors and favors. Is it that the people have immunity because of the 191 billion they stole from the taxpayers of Guyana? Does that give them immunity? How much does it take? What's the cost? What is the cost for judicial favors in Guyana? 191 billion? Then the rest of us, including the president, is screwed. Because Ali don't have that. Nobody in the country has that kind of money. Not even the good citizen who donated 150 million to one of the hinterland communities the other day, Joe Jackman. I don't even think he has that kind of money. So people like that, if they have issues with the law, they're fucked. The only persons who have that kind of judicial special treatment would be the Mohammeds. You make Trump look real broke. I'm going to tell Trump about this. I am going to tell Trump about this. Because it seems like Trump is going cold on this whole extradition process. Marco Rubio, what's wrong with you? Don't you want your guy? Don't America want their money? The Mohammeds owe America, right? Don't you want your money? Speed this thing up. Guyana can't afford to prolong this case any longer. It's costing the taxpayers too much. We have cash grant that's coming up. If you keep spending money behind prosecutors and lawyers, you're going to take away from the taxpayers for their cash grant. We want this thing over with. From 4 days to what is going to be 4 months? Come on, man. Speed up the process. And in Landaland, speed up the process. It's a good campaign line to use. If you are the candidate in 2030, you can say, you got the Mohammeds out the country. That's good. But in the meantime, I ain't see no action. And lastly, I left this for last because I need to. Somebody asked me, you always talk about Amanza and prayer. If you had a choice, which of the two? I laughed at it, but I'll answer because I want to. You see, Amanza is fuckable, not dateable. Prayer Oh my God, she's such a sweetheart. She's dateable. So if I'm looking to date someone, it will be Priya, of course. But if you want a one night stand, get all the excitement, I'm answer yeah. Because she looks like the kind of woman that beats men if you don't do what she wants. And I'm a strong guy. I don't want to fight with women. But Priya Manichan is a lover. She's so cuddly and munchy and. So of course, if I had to choose, it would be Priya Manichan, not Amanza. Hell no. But I'll fuck her, but not date her. Does that answer your question? You see, I'm not racist, as you think. I do like black women. Anyway, until next time. Thanks for your attention. I mean, YouTube is messing with my viewership. I noticed that I'm having issues with the algorithm. Is confusing, and it's a lot of people are telling me they're not seeing it. It's not streaming. It's not, I said no, I'm on every day. So it's YouTube. YouTube is messing with that. I don't think it's the PNC. I think the algorithm, there's something there. So it's because a lot of people are telling me, they are meeting me and say, hey, I said no, it's there. But it happens. It happens anyway. Let's hope that it gets back on the regular tempo. You know, algorithm is about a rhythm, because it works like that. Goodbye now.